They can learn anything online. I'm like a kid, right? Kid at heart with a big responsibility. I think my first goal is to pay off all my debts and loans. There's turbulence, there's challenges. I don't have a property. I have a car that's worth $3,000. My bank account was $500. I didn't have a place. I was renting.
It does take grit. It does take being uncomfortable where you are in life.
There's always a turbulence and failures you're gonna deal with.
Can anyone become successful? In this video, Kevin and I have a discussion about what it takes. 2 key strategies, 2 things that you need to develop in your life in order to take it to the next level and see that success. Now, this comes from both of us not coming from much. So regardless of your background, if your parents don't have money, if you're poor currently, anyone can do this. And this is what we talk about and the things that you need to develop as a person to see that success. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel below, hit that like button, and comment if you have any questions. With that being said, let's get to the discussion, and I hope you enjoy. I finally get to bring on the famous Kevin Cruz again. I get a chance to speak with this guy. He's so busy. This guy's running a multi-million-dollar company, and he takes time out of his day to be here, jam out with me, and do a mastermind so we could just, you want to be around high-level producers, high-level thinkers. This is a great way to do it. And if you don't have access to those people, that's why we put these videos out here.
Thank you for, man, you're the high level guy here, man. I was just speaking to Rahul this morning. Remember when we last spoke about the idea, that creation, the community you are trying to build, not just statewide, I'm talking nationwide, for all the realtors, all the entrepreneurs, business owners. Man, I can't wait to see you rock and roll on that one, man. You have a major influence in the real estate and business industry to, I feel like there's man, every person will have the opportunity to just jam out and hey, there's no excuses. Everybody has access to everything now. You can learn to cook, you can learn anything online. You can be Arnold by just looking online, by working out, what type of techniques. It's really just up to you. And what you're doing is a big platform. And I eventually I'm interested on learning more about it as you progress, and see how I can contribute as well for me, my partners like Ed, and the company.
Absolutely, brother. We'll definitely get more in tune with that and touch base on that. But I wanted to bring up that topic. Like you said, anybody can be successful. Everything now is easily accessible online to figure out whatever it is. But why is it that not everybody is in a position like you're in?
I think one of the biggest things that most people, business owners, entrepreneurs, striving realtors, striving business owners, it doesn't matter what industry you want to get into, there's only one word for it. I think it's grit. There's always a turbulence and failures you're going to deal with when you start something. Even if you're just a realtor, right? My goal is to sell 10 homes this year, right? What most of our agents in our company, I hear that all the time. I want to sell 10 homes my first year. And there's going to be turbulence, I'll be honest, 80% of the people doesn't make it. And the reason being is because they don't have the grit. When it becomes too hard, they look at other things that they think, perceptually, they think it's easier. Because they see other people that did it. Oh, it looks easy. Let me do it. And all of a sudden, you're a real estate agent trying to sell 10 homes. And all of a sudden, you see another person doing wholesaling because it looks easy. They made $20,000 in one deal in one day. And now you're divided. Your mind is divided into 2 things now. But little you know, the hurdles that you dealing with one thing, that's part of the process. You know what they say, right? It sounds cliche, right? The only way you fail is when you quit. Man,
that's the truth, bro.
I'm a living example of that. When I was younger, I hope I'm still young, but
you're young, bro.
On the younger days, right? Man, I was doing 5 different things at the same time. I did not give up. I lost time with family, kids, and I'm guilty about that, right? I'm still dealing with some redemption. And I tackled it in so many different things, even though it all relates into one thing, it's still different things. But I still remember when my whole focus is about real estate, selling properties, man, I did so well at it because that's my ultra focus, laser focus. And now I started building a team while still selling real estate. So that takes some time from your sales. In the very beginning stage, there's always a turbulence you have to deal with. Then after that, you build a company now, Kinetic Real Estate, for example, right? Like now you have a team, you're scaling the company and you're doing sales as well. So like there's a turbulence again that you have to deal with in that. But one thing I didn't do is I didn't quit. Was there a slowdown on some of the things that I did? Yes, absolutely. There's hurdles, there's turbulence, there's challenges. You're going to face every challenges. Like most people you're going to talk to who are very successful in business, ask them, have you ever thought about quitting? All of them would say yes, many times. Absolutely. But the only reason why they became so successful because they did not quit. They just keep going. We're humans. We deal with problems. We face issues. Like we have emotions. I don't care how, like set your ego aside, your pride, like, hey, like, like take out the mask of strength. Just like we deal with shit. We deal with things that you're like, I'm done. Like I'm burnt out. But you know what? Just take a break and come back to it again.
Oh man. So I know you said it's the grit, right? That people don't have. That's why they don't end up becoming successful, right, bro?
Yeah, the grit.
So
grit, however you want to call it, but grit is the word for it.
So you have that. You have the grit. You have whatever, you do whatever it takes. What develops grit? How can you develop that as a person, as a human being? Because not everybody has that, right? But can somebody develop that type of grit?
Yes. Really good question. I think grit is developed by really knowing what your why is. For me, right, it's very easy. I had kids at a young age. By 22 years old, I have 2 kids. Broke as hell, 2 kids. I don't have a property. I have a car that's worth $3,000. My bank account was $500. I didn't have a place. I was renting. That was my why. So do I have the reason to give up? Absolutely not, right? That's why majority of the people I believe that's like doing really well right now have came into some type of like, I wouldn't say trauma, but some level of like I came from nothing, like the person, like that adversity. But me, there's 2 people depending on me already, as well as my family, my parents, my sisters, my auntie, uncle, everybody, my grandma. Like they're really rooting for me to do something, and I think it's that was my grit. That's how I develop grit. That's how I develop of not giving up. But not the problem, but part of the process again, right? But what I did is I started too many different things at the same time as well. So I did I did 20% grade, 20% grade, 30% grade, 50% grade at this. But if you just focus on one thing, but hey, I understand, it's easy for me to advise things. It's easy for us to advise like, hey, just focus on one thing. It's easier said than done though. You have to experience it still, which is fine. What Gary Vee said, right? Man, I love this. You got to double your failure rate at your 20s.
Man.
No, man, that got me.
Oh, man, that's true, though. People are afraid to fail.
Yeah. How about you, Sean? Yeah.
For me?
Yeah, I really want to know, man. Like,
yeah, we all go through adversity and we all go through these things. And what I've figured out was there's always a positive and a negative in life, right? No matter what, there's always a positive and negative. And when I was down, and I've been down, bro. I've been at the bottom of the bottom. Like everything was taken from me. I had a choice, and people do have choices. I had a choice to either be uncomfortable and do the things that I was never doing. So I had the choice to just be like, okay, I'm going to just be sad. I'm going to be in my bed, sleeping all day, be scared, not take risks. Or I could pick up a book and find a mentor. I just got a fire lit up my ass just by losing my house at a young age because I was a top sales guy in the car business. A girl at the time left me of 9 years. Like I thought I was going to marry this girl. She left me and then I was down. I was like, oh shit, my car gets repossessed. Like, fuck, everything was like going. I get fired from my job as a finance manager. All in the same happenings, all in the same time.
Damn. How long ago was this, bro?
I was 25, dude.
Shoot, that's not too long. Well,
that wasn't. I mean, I'm 40. That was 15 years ago. But 15 years is gonna go by fast if I'm either being sad, being depressed about it. Like you have a choice to, okay, how can I learn from this? or can I be better from that? And not many people, like, really, most people will probably succumb to their like depression, and they'll, like, I don't know, they won't use their mind. People don't know how to use their mind.
Yeah.
And it really is a mindset to, I could have just gave up. Like you said, like you're saying that no matter what, like you never gave up.
Yes.
That's pretty much what builds you, is through experiences. You either like want to stay in that same experience and just stay the same, or you learn and grow from it and become a freaking beast.
Man, I love that. Thanks for sharing that. Man, all just happened at the same time, right?
Everything. Like all of that shit.
Would
Adversity, though.
Yeah, adversity, man. Would you believe that life happens for you and not to you?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, bro. And I love Tony Robbins, man. And I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and they're just saying, "Oh, you're only successful because you don't have kids when you started your business." That's a lack mindset. If you believe this yourself, like if you truly believe that you can't be like you're only successful because you didn't have responsibilities at a younger age, but you proved it yourself that you had kids and you still came out on the other side.
Thank you. Yeah,
it's a mindset,
thing, right? Dude, I get emotional at night. I'm a lot of times I'm sad at night. A lot of times I have anxiety. I'm stressed at night. I sometimes feel lonely, right? Where it's like I don't get invited to like parties. I don't get invited to like functions and stuff. And I also can't go as well because you have family responsibility and you became an adult. You're like I have like this young mindset. Like I'm like a kid. If you really know me, I'm very witty. I joke around a lot. I play around a lot. I'm like a kid, right? Kid at heart with a big responsibility. So I think that's like, and I combine that, like being just authentic, being young you, being just a kid. But at the same time, when it comes to business, let's handle it. But
it for sure.
Yeah, like so, like I still deal with that sometimes. I'll be like completely like, like blunt about it. But it's part of it. I was just looking at Kobe Bryant's, like, I watch him a lot and stuff. It's not about his basketball game, right? That's seriously like, his mindset. Like he doesn't get invited to like parties on weekends. He doesn't, nobody invites him. He gets lonely and he uses that loneliness to channel his energy and just goes to the basketball court and plays and practice his shots, perfect his shots. He uses that, he channels that energy. Man, like it's funny when I saw that like a few weeks ago, that resonated to me right away. Well, clearly it's not basketball, but for me, it's like game planning. How do I, game planning, figuring things out, like planning things out and prospecting. I use that energy. I feel good about it if I don't go out because I wake up in the morning like, oh shoot, I did something very productive while others are hungover or like tired or this. But I love going out. FOMO, right? Man, sure. I'm learning how to not to be FOMO. I used to be more FOMO a year ago. But yeah, it's part of the process. Like you can't just give in all the time. And yeah.
That's the Mamba mentality that you have.
Yay.
That's a killer instinct, though. Not everybody has that. Not everybody wants to be the best at what they're doing, no matter what it is. And so that's why I see that. I believe that anybody can be successful. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
And the conversation, like I was telling you earlier about when I was having that conversation with one of my friends, is like he feels that not everybody has that opportunity to be successful. And it's based on factors of how they've grown up or what their race is and whatnot. But I don't believe that. I truly don't.
I don't believe that, first of all, right? But I mean, we're here in America, so I think I can say this, right? Because we came from the Philippines, right? It's a lot harder to be successful at countries like Philippines. Like you have to work like 10 times harder, to even get the same results as you're getting here in America. It's a lot easier over here. Like there's no excuses. Like literally, like I believe, like I think I might be one of the last people who would think I'll actually make it.
Damn.
Like, well, I didn't say I made it. Okay, let me take that.
You did. I honestly, you did, bro. I mean, come on. You're being humble. you are being humble, but you are running a successful company. You're truly successful at what you do. That's why we like mastermind. I want to learn from you. I want to learn a lot of things. I want to
Thank
learn how you operate.
you.
Uh, it does take grit. It does take being uncomfortable where you are in life.
Yes.
It does. Can you honestly tell yourself that, oh, I'm happy sitting on the couch playing video games? Are you truly happy with that? But for me, I wanted more. I knew there was more to life than sitting on the couch and eating junk food and playing video games.
I think, man, I used to game too, but yeah, man, I mean, I love gaming still. I haven't gamed in a while, right?
Sure.
Lack of time, and I'm committed to doing other things right now to make things happen in our family as well. We have to pave the road right now for ourselves, right, to build something, and so we can do the things that we want to do in life. When I was, I think when I was 20 years old, right, we have this like a business mentor for multi-level marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he always talks about live life by design. And honestly, I didn't know what that means. It's like what does that mean? I'm already multi-level marketing. I'm already living life by design. And but man, it actually means more now as we get older. Like, how do we design our life from our schedule, how we handle our family, kids, the way we run our business day to day.
True that.
Make you happy, yeah. Like, honestly, I don't even know why I mentioned that, but like, man, if I can find a way to like really pursue what we really want to do, like, man, I'm all in. Like I also came to realize that I don't think I need a lot of money, actually, personally, right? I don't want to deal, like, being a founder of a company. Like, I think I'm dealing with, I've already experienced some level of like, this is a lot of work, a lot of managing, a lot of things. Like, when things hit the fan, you're that person, right? That's going to have to clean things up in a way, right? I mean, I have great partners, don't get me wrong. My God, like, they're like my best friends. But in the end of the day, like, the level of like the paving the road and creating that, it's like, shoot, man, that was a lot of work. That took a lot of that took really good people to get to where we're at now. Yeah, like, and that's when I realized, like, man, like, I don't think I need a lot of money actually.
No.
Yeah, I'd rather make much lesser and comfortable enough that I can provide for all my kids, college, family, future, good house, and just be able to travel rather than trying to aim to get $1 billion, which I'm pretty sure it's possible in some way, right? But the sacrifice you're going to have to make, you're going to skip years of, unless you're just a genius, but you're going to skip, you're going to sacrifice a lot. You're going to skip your children's growth. You're going to skip a lot of things. There's a level of sacrifice, to get there. So I don't think I need that,
There's more important things, right?
Much more important things now. Yeah, maybe it's like, yeah, man. And like, somebody asked me, end of the year, I was hanging out with 50 Hills, Brian Tran,
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, man. Like, serial entrepreneur, had like bringing, like, this guy's like massive amount of energy. You put him and I together in one room. It's like testosterone level 100, like, anyways, yeah, like, we sat down one-on-one, and he asked me, like, hey, we were just like having beers and stuff. And he asked me, like, what's your goal next year? I don't know how I answered it so fast. It was so natural. I just said inner peace.
Nice, bro.
What does inner peace entail, right? Number one, lowering down your expenses. Number two, more input. Let me repeat. What does inner peace for me mean, right? I think my first goal is to pay off all my debts and loans. We have 3 car loans. They're not cheap. 3 car loans. We have a couple of properties, investment properties. Some of them are negative cash flow. Some of them are single family, that vacation home somehow, some way. We have like, HELOC, home equity line of credit. We have like some expenses that we're spending that's like not even being used. So going back, lowering down my expenses, I have, home equity line of credit, 3 car payments that we're doing right now. We were doing Porsche, GLS, Mercedes, and G-Wagon. And I have a couple of properties that are in negative cash flow. And we have some properties that are stressful as well because they're a couple hours away from here, right? And we have kind of like a vacation home. We're minimizing that. We're selling that. Number two, I have a couple of companies that I'm a part of, that I co-founded, that I'm a part of. My goal is to sell my shares or sell the company. So mentally, it will just give me that inner peace, right? And we have a couple of real estate projects. Like literally, I listed down everything on spreadsheet and on my notes, what I need to do step by step to make that happen, to lower down my expenses. I think my personal expenses was like, I'll be honest, it was like 27,000 a month, right? A month, just my living expenses. That's not including the businesses, okay? That's more. But if I can lower down my personal expenses from 27 to $10,000 a month, I think that's a definition of inner peace for me. I don't have to be so pressured all the time. It kind of gives me a level of like, I don't have to work if I don't want to, I think that's like, that gives me a level of like a peace of mind and letting go of the, selling my shares. But yeah, that's like the ultimate goal. I think my teammate Chris won. He asked me that 2 days ago, where are you at with that? And I think I said I'm 50% there actually.
Good shit, dude.
He sold one company. I'm selling my shares on another company. We paid off one car, and we paid a bigger lump sum of the other car. There's two properties right now that are on the market. One of them is very challenging and stressful one. That's a couple hours away. That's on the market right now. One of them is on the market today or yesterday. Like there's literally like a list of like 15 things. Yeah, but I think I'm like on the eight now. Yeah. So when I look at that, that's inner peace for me. By the end of the year, and once I achieve that, my monthly payment, my monthly expense is $10,000 a month for me to live, right?
Okay.
And the company's doing well. The company's gonna, like we have the right people now in the company, scaling. Now, what do I focus on next now? Like I have two of I would say my best friends who are entrepreneurs as well. They didn't fully agree on me paying off the cars, right? Because the interest rate were low. And they said like, hey, you know what they said? And I told them like, I'm very adamant about this. And you know what they said? Let me know about that life. I want to, let us know how you feel and what that feels like to have that inner peace. Like those are the people you want to have. Where like trying out new things, right? Like, hey, because for them, it's all about leverage, right? When you have the money, you don't want to put it in one thing. You want to leverage that. And cars are depreciating factors. Why would you pay it off? To me, I really sold myself about inner peace. And there's on top of that, I want to mention this, the founder of our company, right? With Side Inc.
Yeah.
Guy, I spoke to him and he mentioned to me that his expenses were like less than 10,000 a month.
Personally.
That's why he has a lot of peace. That's why he's the CEO of a company, right? And when I heard that, I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like very living in a very minimal. I mean, he can go, I'm sure he can splurge like it's nothing, right?
Yeah.
Like a fly in the wall type of thing, right? But to him, it's not about that, right? He doesn't need it. And living below your means in a way, I mean, still enjoy life, right? Don't just live below your means like forever. But I think I came to that phase of like, like some level of like pride of like, hey, I can buy this. Let's do it, Like,
it don't matter, right?
As much as I want to be responsible with my money and taking a lot of risk, but businesses like, I mean, I splurge as well at some level, right? But inner peace is my goal this year, 2024. Halfway there, out of 15 picks, I think I'm like 8 now, 8 out of 15. And so getting there, I know we've got life next. Like, hey, what's the next thing now, right? After that, right? Because
inner peace, man.
Inner peace, baby. It's so hard to think what's next. It's so hard to think big. It's so hard to have more input when you have all these distractions happening.
It's hard, bro.
Very hard, right? Chase. Keep in mind, we have children. We have kids, man. You can't just go home and like, let me think. No, mommy, daddy, you have to like, I need to pee, wash my hands, my feet is dirty, play with me, blah, 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 blah. And you hear the other
doing this. They need attention.
Yeah. So we don't have that luxury right now. So let's start with inner peace first. They always say work on yourself first, right? Before you can help others. Yeah.
That's true.
Hard facts, man.
It is so true. What do you do other than working out, like to clear your mind? Other than like doing body movements and getting all of that to clear your mind, what else are other methods that you can do to just like clear clear, you have mental clarity?
I think to give me mental clarity, I usually like to talk to the people I'm close with. I mean, the obvious stuff is walking, meditating, running, working
Okay.
out. I think I'm pretty darn good at that, right? The next thing I do, I usually just call my friends.
There you go.
I would literally call them, hey, I have no particular reason. I just want to talk, or like, hey, let's chat or something, right? Hey, what are you up to? And after that, like, you'll just start exerting ideas and stuff and clarity. One thing that I think I got really good at, and some people recognize me for this, is I'm very good at asking questions, and I'm not afraid to ask questions. Like, ego is not your amigo, right? There's no such thing as stupid questions. There's no such thing as wrong questions. Like, literally, like, you may look dumb sometimes, but like, man, dude, the right people there that's watching you with the right mindset would respect you
Yeah.
for asking questions. Yeah, so I think asking questions all the time, like, hey, I text my friend, you have some moment to chat. I need some, I need some advice from you. I don't care if they're your peers or they're employees or like like people you brought on. Ask them because they may be dealing with that like way better than you. Doesn't matter. Like people have this perception like just cause they think I'm the head of the face of the company, I know everything. Hell the fuck no, dude.
Yeah, that's true though. Like, but that takes a certain type of person to like admit that, and to ask for help and to get help, and it takes a certain type of person to let go of that ego.
Yeah, I'm still like, I think I'm like 7.5 to 8 out of 10 on that one. I mean, I think every man has some level of ego, right?
Oh, absolutely,
Days
bro.
that you're gonna have it, there's days you're not gonna have it. In a good mood, you're not gonna have it. On a bad mood, you're gonna have it. Like, hey, we're life. It's life. We're humans, right? I think I'm getting better at that. I think meditating does help. Raw talking to the right people, running. You become less reactive in things when you do things like that mentally. It's all about mental.
So true. It is all about mental.
But yeah, that's how I do things. I just talk to people. I just call like, hey, let's have lunch or something, and just like, just talk, and I'll come up with some ideas. Hey, I'm dealing with this. What do you usually do? Like I'm so vulnerable, man. And like, oh man, people would say that all the time. Like, I share everything. It comes to the point that every time there's like an announcement that we don't want to expose yet and share, like, dude, some of my leaders, they're not gonna tell me
because they know you're.
Yeah. Because I'm like, when we picked up this office, we signed the lease, right? We got the news that we got the price per square foot that we wanted, the proposal. I got the news, right? And I talked to 3 people right away. We got it, right? And my main partner, right? He called me, hey, make sure you don't share yet because we haven't signed the lease agreement yet. We just gave us the verbal. And I was like, oh shit. I told 3 people already. I called those 3 people again and I said, oh yeah, please don't share. Please.
That's funny, bro. It's okay though, man. It's good to be. It is good to share things. Like, it's okay. Yeah. It's all good, man.
I'm just excited, like, yeah, man. Like, oh man, this is good. Yeah. How about you, bro? What do you work? Can you tell us what you're working on right now, man? I'm so excited for you to share like what you're working on. If you're okay sharing it, man.
Of course. Absolutely. I'm still working on growing our business and growing our organization. That's always number one, helping everybody out and just helping develop and creating more systems and processes for our people to make it so seamless and easy to access any type of training, anything that they need. So I've been just constantly, that's a constant work that I've been working on. 2 is developing homes. Finding properties, looking for properties. And we made an offer on a home. And this is unique because not many people know about this. If they're not looking, then if you're not looking for something, you won't find it. If you're not putting it out there, you'll never like get it. Like and I believe that thoughts do become things, and whatever you like believe, no matter, I don't know anything about developing. I never knew anything about like fixing and flipping or renting houses or any of that until I just like said, I want to do this, and I wanted to commit. So now we made an offer on a property. It's $1.25 million. It's in a great area near the water. It has a huge lot. It's like close to an acre. The house on it that sits on there, and it's in a, like, I'm telling you, it's near the water. It's like a poppin' area. You can't
Jeez.
beat the location. So when anybody's looking for real estate, I believe location really does matter.
Oh, heck yeah.
And so we made an offer. We're waiting because it's a divorced couple, like going through a divorce, and it's through an attorney. I'm doing this off market, and we're just in negotiations. But I've just been like, hey, update. I need an update. And it's difficult for some reason to work with this attorney because they're slower. But this opportunity, yeah, that's a 3,000 square foot home, mid-century modern, like built in the 80s or something like that. And it's cool. It's halfway like flipped kind of. The previous owner started, but they're leaving the materials there. Great. That's awesome. Like that's a cool house, but I care more about the land because I know from talking to the city and talking to their planning development just by asking questions, because I'm just like you. I want to, like, I'm going to ask stupid ass questions. I don't care if I sound stupid, but I asked and they're like, yeah, you could put another 2, potentially 3 properties on that land.
Wow.
And you know what these properties go for? Like the actual ARV on these are. So the main house on there is like $1.5 million, right? If I develop, and which I am, that's my plan. Our plan is to develop these homes, is to, okay, new construction in this area is going for $2 million minimum. So if I develop $2 million homes on that lot, keep in mind, I've never done this, but I put the intention out there. Never done this.
What state? Seattle, right?
Yeah, bro.
Wait, I may know somebody. Yes, we can talk about it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go through the process. I have a bunch of contacts like builders and developers that like asking questions to all the time that do this or what do the same thing that I want to do. So I've been reaching out. We have plenty of contacts. If you have some people that you know, shoot them over my way. But
what part of Seattle is it?
It's north. It's Edmonds. It's called Edmonds. Yeah. It's right near the water on the Sound, if you look it up on the map. But if you think about it, 2 other homes on that lot plus the main house, that's a nice piece of that's a nice deal, even though it takes longer for new development, right? But I'm willing to take the risk because I know that property, I know the location is going to sell. Yeah. Like I guarantee, like I know for a fact because I sell in that area.
Yeah. Man, that's amazing, man.
So just working on that. And then honestly, I've been spending a lot of time with my daughters because they need their dad.
That's amazing. Wow.
Spending time with my daughters. I need to get better at doing date nights with the wifey. I'll be honest. I'll be honest that I get told that I pour too much energy into other people, my business, like all the people in my organization, and then my kids, and then I'll tell the truth. I am bad. I am doing a bad job. I'll be honest. I am doing a bad job in our relationship factor of just like the little things. You know what I mean?
100%. The last time I took my fiance to a date night was actually beginning of January this year. Yeah.
So I mean, we're in the same page then, right?
Yeah. So hey, man, thank you for being honest. And
how can we be better? Like, I'm not perfect. Just so anybody knows. Like, I want everybody to know that I'm a normal human being, just like anybody else. But I don't have I need to figure out how to channel that energy because I've already given it to so many people, and then I give the shittiest version to wifey. So that needs to change. So let's talk about how we can make that change together.
I mean, I think it's very, for me, I am committed personally. I'm committed to just, hey, let's take a walk. You know, like let's take a walk and let's get food. That's it. 2 hours, and that's it. No phones. That's biggest. No phones.
Biggest thing is no phones.
But biggest thing is no phones and just being present in time. Kind of like treat it like a listing appointment, right? Yeah.
Giving your best, right? You show up your best.
And like just use all your chakra, right, on that moment in a
I
way.
gotcha, bro.
I'm committed to doing that next week. I mean, we do travel. We do travel.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome.
Yeah, but I know what you mean, though.
Just time together, like just you two, because we have time with the kids. It's different, right? It's a different type of thing, but having that alone time, because it was just us that started the family, and so I should I do pour a lot of love into my daughters, but I know that it started with Flavia.
Yeah, my business partner, one of my main business partner, the president of our company, Juan, and his wife, Bree, who's our top agent, one of our top agents, they have date nights every week.
Okay.
They're a big part of the church. They're very committed into, church and just family, like serving, like servant leaders, right? And one of the things their pastor said, right, is date nights will change the game. Like date nights, like it doesn't have to be extravagant, right? It doesn't have to be 5-star or Michelin star or anything, right? Once a week, it's like it's almost imperative, actually.
Yeah.
Especially when you have kids. They said that.
I got it. I believe it though. Like I believe that's what'll keep a strong marriage together and a couple together, is it is the energy. Like anything that we put energy into, it's gonna grow, right?
Exactly. Man, this is great. How about you? What's your what do you feel or you think you will do?
You know what? I have it like on a calendar to do the date night, but like I need to actually take the action.
Yeah.
Do like what men should do is just don't wait for her. Just say, hey. And just like when you're starting to date, you're not like, oh, what should we do? You know exactly. You're like, okay, I'm going to take her here. I'm going to surprise her, whatever. It doesn't matter if we're on the lawn, sitting on the lawn, just having a picnic, doesn't matter. Just take the action.
Yeah.
And lead. I gotta lead. That's what men do.
Yeah. Well, let's next time we chat or text, definitely let's check in with each other end of week.
Do it, brother.
Let's do it. Heck yeah.
Right.
I love this stuff, man. Not just work and stuff.
Yeah,
mindset.
True. This is like therapy too, honestly. Like I could talk to you, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah. I love this, man. Man, thank you so much for your time. And thank you for this. Man, just inspire and just keep going. And
let's do it. Let's change
I love how vulnerable you are doing this. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up and we'll get to the next show and we'll get that scheduled, and I'm sure the audience will love this.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. Thank you.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.